Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Desktop Army Volume 9 set here of the Frea Nabbit Sisters. So this is a set of 3 different ones, first, second, and third. The molding is basically the same on them in terms of like what's actually included, but they're different colors, and I think they have different faces as well. They all have the same basic face, but the secondary face is going to be different for them, it looks like, and again, just different colors. So the Desktop Army series, these are nice. This is my second set that I've got. I previously reviewed a different set before. What was it called? The Sylphie series, and these are really nice figures, but yeah, they're just too expensive, so I don't think I'm really going to be collecting like every single set of these, but every now and then I may decide to pick up 1 or 2 or a set or something if I really want to. This set looked pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty cute, so thought I'd pick this set up. So just around on the outside of the box, you can see it's just going to be pretty plain. It's all in monochrome. There's some artwork around here and there, but this is basically meant to be a store display, so it's not really meant to be like an exterior box for the actual pieces inside. So there's 3 of them in here. Alright, so there you go. Once it's open, you can see you've got the 3, and I think on the outside of the box it's not clear which one is actually in there. I think they're meant to be secret, random, I believe. I don't think that it says. Yeah, on the outside of the box they're all the same, so you can see there's that there on the front. They're all going to be the same like this, just Frea Nabbit Sisters there. 1, 2, 3. On the top of the box you can see the 3 different colors there, the first, second, and third, and same thing around the side and the same thing around on the back. So there's some more information there. It's all in Japanese. I don't really know about this particular character, if this is actually a character from anything. Sentinel Glory, I think that's something that's all just to do with the Desktop Army series. So I think these might just be just Desktop Army things, not from a different series or anything. I could be wrong though. If you guys know for sure, let me know in the comment section down below. But let's just pop into the first box and see which one it is. There should be all 3 in here though. I would be very, very surprised if we opened these up and I didn't get one of each of the 3. So here's the first one. It apparently has a lot more tape on it. And if you remember from the Sylphie, these do take some assembly for them. So here you can see this is being the red one. This would be the 3rd type, I believe, right? The 3rd type there. Let's just go through it and see, make sure that we got all 3 here first. So there's box number 1 with a 3rd type. There's box number 2. Box number 2 is different. This would be the 1st type there, the first one. And then let's see, box number 3. And yep, box number 3 would be the 2nd type, which is there, which is the one that's actually featured on the front of the box. So let's go in order and take a look at the 1st type first. That would be this one here. So you can see we've just got our bag, and there are some like kind of runners and parts in there, so there is going to be assembly required for this. I don't think there's anything else in the box, right? Nope, that's all. So we've got just our main figure here. Let's get this open. Obviously without anything else attached onto it, it's going to be looking a little bit strange here without the parts for the hair and other parts. I think it goes like on the back. But it's pretty cool. Different from the other set. The other set, the Sylphie, had like the big like block hands. This one actually has like sort of little open outstretched hands there, and the kind of legs that don't look quite really super like legs. They're kind of weird looking, but they're pretty cool. So obviously some of this is just molded and some of this is pre-painted. So like the legs, for example, is all molded in this dark plastic, it looks like, and then the green and yellow bits on that are painted. This yellow here in the knee, that's actually yellow plastic for that knee joint. But yeah, let's get a look at what else is all in here. Looks like this bag is going to be our additional hair parts and things here. We have some more hair parts in here in this bag, and our additional face. So the secondary face on this one is going to be this happy smiling face, aside from just the neutral face there, and then just the happy smiling face. So really nice pre-painting on those, kind of similar to the Kotobukiya kits, how they have that. Let's just go through just the rest of this stuff here. This would be parts for building the base for that, and then this is just kind of some simple instructions for that, so you can just kind of see where stuff goes and how to put that together, how to use. You have these parts for the joints for the hips. So if you wanted to have the hip or like the legs bent at a more extreme angle, you're going to switch out the part for the hip so that you're able to move that farther away. We've got some stickers in here, it looks like, as well. So just a big Desktop Army stickers. like that, and then some kind of caution markings, things like that, number markings, but it's just stickers, unfortunately, not dry transfers or anything. These don't really go on the actual figure itself, really. They're just kind of meant to go on other stuff, apparently. But just back to this, we got some hair parts here in like kind of softer plastic. In here, some of the extra bits that go on that, again, looked like this is white plastic with some pre-painting on it, some yellow bits there, some more white bits. This would be for like that kind of extra robot that goes along with it. Now, to me, that extra little robot thing really looks like it should be something like from Advance of Zeta. That's one reason why I particularly liked this set, because the whole bunny theme kind of reminds me of Advance of Zeta, and the colors as well. They just kind of look like something that would be kind of like Advance of Zeta inspired. And this thing, this extra little flying bit there, I'm not sure how clearly you can see that, but it doesn't really look it so much on this one here, on this illustration on the front of the box, but like on the actual thing, on his forehead, the little logo there that's printed on his forehead really almost looks like the Titans Test Team logo there, with like the 3 T's stacked up on top of each other. Really looks almost similar to that. So we've got some parts here, and then a few more parts with some more pre-painting on here. So let me just get this all put together, and then we'll take a look at it. Alright, so once this is finally put together, here is how it's going to look. There is probably a way that you could do it to set it up. You would need, I think, 2 of these bases to have this little guy flying out like on his own. Otherwise, you can just plug it into the back here. And it's pretty nice. You have a couple different options for the head. You have an entirely separate head, so you don't have to just simply swap the faces. You can swap the head as well. You also have the option of having this different hairstyle, so you have a few different options for that. These, of course, these bits here on the top of the head, the bunny ears, I guess, will move around as well. You do also have these parts here, which these will plug into the side of the arm, and I'm guessing these are for maybe if you wanted to use like some weapons or different parts from different kits, other desktop army kits. If you'll notice, we have like some adapter ports here, adapter points, other points of connection here on the shoulders and on the knees. Those would be the same as other releases in the line, and they're on the side of the thigh as well. So you can mix and match some parts if you want as well, and using this part here attached onto the forearm, I think will maybe allow you to use some weapons, but the hand is kind of blocking that, and you can't remove the hand, so I'm not really sure how useful that would be. I guess you could plug something onto the bottom of that if you want, but you do have those connection pieces. And a lot of leftover parts. You have different parts here left over for like the base, other hip parts kind of on here. I think this is a different neck part there. Other hip parts here, which are maybe slightly different, I don't know. And then these parts, which I really have no idea what these are for. There's not really any clear instructions here in the manual. I mean, that's it, all you have here, and it doesn't really say anything about that, so don't really know exactly what these are particularly for. I can't figure it out at the moment. These obviously go together to make a sort of joint. I'm not really sure where you could actually maybe use that, maybe on a couple different places, because that connection does look the same size as, like, for example, what's here in like the side of the arm or something. So I'm not exactly sure how you could use these, but that's what you get for one of these. Let's put that to the side and then take a look at number 2. So again, it's essentially all the same stuff in here. You have some parts for the base, some instructions, some stickers, and all of the actual parts are the same, just in different colors. For our secondary face, for this one though, the secondary face is going to be different. We have the kind of face, it looks like there, but then just your normal face and what is on the figure here. Let's pop this open. So there's that. Really nice colors for this light gray, off-white, and lavender. Makes for a really nice color combination. Let me get this one put together as well here, and then we'll have a look. Alright, so here is the second form. Again, I really like the colors of this one as well. Looks really nice, and it is slightly different in terms of what you get in this from the first one. Now, let me explain. The hair, same with the first one, they both have this hair piece, but the way that this connects on the back, you see it has these like 2 pegs on the side. With the first figure, there wasn't actually any piece to actually plug that into, so I was a little bit perplexed by that. With this one, you do have this piece to actually plug this into, and that just fits into there like that for making this hair. But the head connector is different for this. So like the connector inside of there is different from what you actually need to plug in the face into there. It doesn't actually fit. So it's kind of weird. I'm guessing that these are maybe just optional parts that you could use then with different Desktop Army releases, because you can't really use these at all with this series so far. Maybe in the third set, but at least for the first and second set, the head connectors here don't want to fit into this head. And then, like I said, the first one with the green hair didn't have this part for the back of the head at all. So kind of weird. But there are the first two down. Let's go ahead and now crack open the third box. Alright, and this one as well should just be coming with basically all the same stuff, but now I'm wondering if we might have something different in the way of the hair. But as you can see, it's all in red and black. That's a very bright red from what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more muted than that, but it's a pretty bright red. It looks like our secondary face, our option face for this one is, I'm gonna call that a ooh, or some sort of angry face, something like that. It's interesting. Alright, so let's get a look at this. Here is just the basic face like that. Also just want to point out, between the three of them, the eye color is different for them. So for the first one, the eye color is kind of like pink and red. The second one, the eye color is kind of like pink and purple. And then the third one, the eye color is green. So that's interesting as well. Okay, and here is the third. Very cool. I like the red on that. And this one also comes with the hair, where it has the back of the head that doesn't fit onto the front of the head, and the hairpiece for that, like with the second form as well. So kind of strange about that. For this one, I opted for just this headpiece instead of the rabbit ears, but you do have the rabbit ears included with that as well. So these are pretty nice, fun little figures. They're pretty nicely articulated as well, and you can swap out the joints and the hips to give them a little bit nicer articulation for them. So that is it for this review of this Desktop Army set. Hopefully this was helpful or interesting for any of you guys who are interested in these particular figures. If you're already collecting them, maybe don't have this set yet, hopefully this was informative if you wanted to see a little bit more about this particular set. If you don't have any of these and you're maybe interested in checking out some of them, I think this set does make for a pretty good set. There are also like frame arms based ones that are based off of some of the different frame arms releases, like the Base Lard and the Go-Rai. Those ones look pretty cool, and those ones obviously have a lot more weaponry for them, where these this particular set doesn't really have much in the way of weaponry. And then the Sylphie set, which I looked at before, had a lot of options in there in terms of customizing those with like weaponry and equipment and things like that. So there's also a few different series of them from the Fate series. I think there's 3 or 4 different sets from the Fate series now, with maybe the third or fourth one is the next one that's coming out soon. But yeah, they're pretty interesting if you haven't gotten any of them. They're pretty expensive though, so not going to be for everyone. But if this looks like something that you may be interested in picking up, or just something cool to have on your desk, something to play with, then check them out. If you guys have any other further questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.